In a small, quiet town, there lived a boy named Ethan. He was known for his sharp mind and quick understanding. Teachers often said he had the kind of intelligence that could take him anywhere he wanted in life. Once, in class, Ethan solved a complicated math problem aloud before the teacher had even finished writing it on the board. Everyone admired him, and Ethan himself believed he was destined for something great. His dream was clear. He wanted to become a doctor, a profession he deeply respected. But despite his brilliance, Ethan had one weakness that slowly began to consume him: his restless mind. Every time he sat down to study, instead of focusing on his books, his attention slipped away. Sometimes he grabbed his phone, scrolling through social media or getting lost on YouTube. Other times, he would sink into endless daydreams, convincing himself, "It's fine, I still have time, I'll study later." But later never came. Hours turned into days, and days into weeks. The book stayed closed, while the clock kept ticking. His parents noticed this habit. They reminded him again and again that intelligence alone was not enough, that consistency and discipline were equally important. His teachers too, who once praised him highly, began to warn him, "Ethan, don't rely only on your talent. You must put in the effort." But Ethan ignored these warnings. Deep inside, he believed his natural intelligence would carry him through any exam or challenge. He thought, "If I'm smart, success will come to me no matter what." Then came the day of the school's most important event, the scholarship examination. For Ethan, this test was more than just another paper. His family couldn't afford expensive coaching or special classes. Winning the scholarship would not only boost his confidence, but also lighten the financial burden of his dream to become a doctor. He walked into the exam hall with quiet hope, certain that his intelligence would help him succeed. But when the results were announced, Ethan's world fell apart. He had failed. His friends, who had studied regularly, scored well, and proudly held their scholarship certificates. The same teachers who once admired him now looked at him with disappointment. That evening, Ethan sat alone in his room, the result paper trembling in his hands. For the first time, he felt the heavy weight of failure pressing on his heart. That night, he faced a truth he could no longer deny. He wasn't lacking intelligence, he was lacking discipline. And in that painful moment, Ethan made a decision. He had to change. After the failure, Ethan knew he couldn't do this alone. He needed someone who could guide him not just in studies, but in self-discipline. That's when he heard about Mr. Collins, the school's physical education teacher. Mr. Collins wasn't only respected for sports. He had a reputation for shaping character. Students often said, "If you spend time with Mr. Collins, you'll learn how to control your mind as well as your body." Even the most careless boys who once skipped practice became disciplined under his training. One afternoon, Ethan gathered his courage and went to Mr. Collins. With a heavy heart, he admitted, "Sir, I just can't focus. Every time I sit down to study, my mind runs away to my phone, to YouTube, to meaningless thoughts. I don't know how to control it. What should I do?" Mr. Collins listened quietly, then smiled. "Ethan, controlling the mind is not easy, but it is possible. Come with me, I'll show you something." He led Ethan to the empty school playground. The late afternoon sun cast golden light across the field. From the equipment room, Mr. Collins brought out a toy bow and several arrows. Setting up a target board at a distance, he handed Ethan the bow. "If you can hit the center of this board, I'll know how focused you really are." Ethan pulled the string, aimed, and released. The arrow flew but landed far from the center. Mr. Collins asked calmly, "What were you looking at when you released the arrow?" Ethan answered honestly, "I saw the trees, the field, and the board." Mr. Collins shook his head. "And that's your problem. You're looking at everything at once. A true archer doesn't see the trees, the grass, or even the air. He sees only the target. The moment his eyes wander, the arrow misses." Ethan, your mind is exactly like this. While studying, you let your attention scatter to your phone, to daydreams, to distractions. That's why you miss your goal. If you want success, you must do what the archer does: fix your eyes only on the target. The word struck Ethan deeply. It wasn't just about archery, it was his life. He nodded slowly and asked with sincerity, "Sir, I understand. But where do I begin? How do I become disciplined? Mr. Collins looked at him with steady eyes. Then listen carefully, Ethan. I'll give you 4 rules. If you follow them every day, they will train your mind just like the bow trains the arrow. Mr. Collins placed a hand on Ethan's shoulder. These rules may look simple, but if you practice them daily, they will transform you. He raised one finger. Rule 1. Control your thoughts. Each time your mind wanders, don't get angry. Don't make excuses. Just remind yourself, this is my study time. I must return to my goal. Every time you pull your mind back, you make it stronger. A second finger rose. Rule 2. Build a routine. The mind loves habits. If you decide when you will study and when you will rest, soon your brain will follow the schedule without resistance. At first, it will fight you, but later, it will obey. Then the third. Rule 3. Remove distractions. Your phone, TV, and useless apps are thieves of your future. Keep them away when you study. Even one quick glance can break an hour of focus. Finally, the fourth. Rule 4. Practice daily. Discipline is not built in one night. It grows from small habits repeated every day. Don't expect perfection instantly. Improve little by little, and over time, your strength will grow. Ethan absorbed every word. That evening, he built a strict routine. He kept his phone out of reach while studying. Each time his mind drifted, he whispered to himself, "My goal is to be a doctor. Nothing else matters right now." At first, it was painfully difficult. The urge to check his phone, the temptation to dream away it all pulled at him. But little by little, his focus improved. He began with 20 minutes, then an hour, then several hours of uninterrupted study. His parents noticed the change. Even his teachers saw his determination. Months later, Ethan faced another important exam. This time, he was calm and steady, like the archer with his eyes fixed only on the bullseye. When the results came, he didn't just pass, he ranked first. Holding the scholarship certificate in his hands, Ethan felt a rush of pride. He knew this wasn't luck or just intelligence. This was the reward of discipline. A year later, when he stepped on stage to receive another award, Ethan remembered Mr. Collins's words, "The mind is like a wild horse. If you don't control it, it will drag you wherever it wants. But if you train it, it will carry you straight to your destination." From that day on, Ethan lived by one truth: train your mind with discipline, and success will follow. If this story inspired you, take the first step today. Begin with just 20 minutes of focused work. Build from there. And if Ethan's journey touched your heart, share it with someone who needs encouragement. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss another story that could change your life. Until next time, be patient, be grateful, and keep moving forward.